day 2 of the AKC National Championship. And I am here with 2 lovely ladies, Peat, Mari-Beth O'Neill. Mari-Beth O'Neill from the AKC, Peat, who is with the Scottsdale Dog Fanciers Association.
President.
And today we're going to chat a little bit about juniors clubs within a club. What, Mari-Beth, why?
So this is the opportunity for an all-breed club to help to mentor a group of juniors. The first group started with a group of 4-H group that their leader was an AKC judge, and she belonged to the club, and she morphed them together. In this case, with a little encouragement, the Scottsdale Dog Fanciers began to work with a group that was already working together of juniors who were working with an individual on their development of their skills for conformation and handling.
It was based on handling to start with.
Yeah. And the great thing is they now, well, I'll let Pam talk a little bit about it, but they're kids that do participate in other events. That's the main thing.
So I was introduced to this when I heard about all of these different events that the kids were holding at the dog show.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about what happened.
Well, the way it started, Mari-Beth contacted some of us at Scottsdale Dog Fanciers, and we had a core group that were working with someone on junior showmanship and handling and things like this. They were not 4-H'ers. Then these kids decided that they wanted to expand a little bit. They wanted to know more about all breed and other activities. And we wanted to encourage that because heaven knows we're getting a little older.
Right.
And these kids, they are phenomenal. The club took about a year to get going. Right now they have 10 active members from age 7 to 20. Membership is open 7 to 21, so it's different than junior handling. And they don't have handling involved at all. This is to be a club, to have activities. They started with confirmation and having a confirmation club. Well, first they had to have a name. And they came up with the name Scottsdale Sunset Juniors Club. And those of us at Scottsdale Dog Fanciers said, well, you're young, why don't you want sunrise? And they went, why? Because we want to celebrate the sunsets in Arizona and how beautiful it is. So the first thing we found out is that these kids think very differently than we do. Their priorities are different, but they work together to solve problems. So after they got their name, then they had to draw up their own constitution and bylaws. They have their own officers. They have their own treasury. Right now, I think they might have more money than we do.
I love it. That's amazing.
Yes.
And on that note, so they have more money than you because, for example, they did a match. They did a juniors judging activity.
Yep.
And they're making their own money. I mean, this is just phenomenal. There's so many dog clubs out there now that are dying.
Yeah.
Because we're getting tired, we're getting older, and there's nobody to do the work. Now, this club has 10 or 12 members.
We have 10 active members, and then we have kids that come in from outside Scottsdale, but they come to the meetings. They have their own meetings, their own agendas. They do invite some of us once in a while. They ask questions like, well, how does Robert's Rules of Order work in this situation? Well, our bylaws say this. Can we do this? Which is a very novel concept. These kids really, they problem solve. They ask questions. They came to us and said, we want to have a match. And somebody said, oh, that's great. You know, they had the match. They filled out the paperwork. They had the chair. They had the match chair. they hired their own show secretary, who then became a member of Scottsdale because she had to be a member to be able to be the show secretary for the match. So we added another member, thanks to them.
Right.
They had their own officers, they had their own judges, they had their own schedule, they had their own buffet.
Yes.
During,
yes.
and it was the chefs. Yes, we had lunch during the show, but I thought it was very funny that the chef at Westworld was so excited because his favorite thing is his hot dog buffet. And the kids agreed that they could have that for dinner Friday night at the match.
Mari-Beth, if clubs want to try to get something like this started, do they contact you?
Yes, I can help them and give them some of the information provided by what Scottsdale has done and what Greater Clark County Kennel Club has done. And I think, you know, as Pam has already said, this is a young group of enthusiastic people who want to learn how a club operates, and they're future workers for the club. And guess what? Their parents get involved too.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a group of younger than most of us, then parents who are also going to be part of your club. And we need that. We all need that.
Well, and actually, the parents formed a boosters club.
So you basically have 3 clubs within a club.
Yeah.
That's what we've got. And these kids, for instance, they didn't want to talk about handling and junior showmanship. They wanted to talk about breeding, judging. Last year, their favorite activity was on Saturday and Sunday of our shows, each child in the club got to pick a breed, and one of our judging panels sat down with these kids and discussed the breed. Well, it was supposed to be like 5 or 10 minutes. Most of these kids were there 30 or 40 minutes. They said it was one of the most fun things they've ever done. And our judges all said they want to do it again. They really, really enjoyed talking to the kids. And when we finished the show up at 5:45 on Sunday night, Mari-Beth was there. By 6:30, all the tables were picked up, all the chairs were put away, everything was all there. We're all like, oh, I think I need a glass of wine. And they're like, oh, we got it all done, Mrs. Peat. It's all finished. And it was, what a relief, right? And I mean, they really did.
Okay, you've now heard so many different reasons why. As dog clubs, you guys, please think about a juniors club within your club. Get a hold of Mari-Beth. She'll help you. There's a lot of people here. I'm sure Pam would be more than willing to help you guys out. Think about it. Your club is getting smaller. You're getting tired. Let's get those kids involved. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.